so at this time, our champion of fiscal discipline and the 47th governor of Texas, my good friend, the Governor Rick Perry.
Thank you all for coming out here and being engaged in what I consider to be one of the most powerful economic issues in this country. From the standpoint of creating an environment in this state where people can risk their capital and know that they have an opportunity to have a return on that investment. Freedom from being frivolously sued is one of the most powerful economic tools that we have in this state. I saw Mary Fallon this last week. She's the new governor of Oklahoma. And she said, Governor, and she listed off the things that they've already introduced and passed one of the houses in Oklahoma. And it's a matter of fact, in some cases, it's stronger than what we passed in Texas. And she said, because I'm coming after the jobs that you've taken away from us over the last 8 years. And I said, come on, come and get it. They understand that we're going to be competing against each other. And this is why loser pay is so important. Because we're going to wake up here one of these days, and those Republican governors in those other states, they're going to have passed tort reform that's every bit as competitive as what we passed in 2003. And no longer can I run around and say, hey, you know, come to Texas, we're the most competitive economic climate in the country. Right now we can. As a matter of fact, Site Selection Magazine yesterday announced that Texas would again won the governor's trophy for the best state in America to do business. One more time. But we need to press on. I mean, again, that competition from those other states demands it of us. That we've got to take another shot at this tort reform. We've got to take another shot at making Texas more competitive. Look at those. I mean, we're one of the few states in the nation that doesn't have an early dismissal ability to make a quick decision in the early part of a lawsuit and just dismiss an obviously frivolous lawsuit. We need to have that. We need to have that ability. We also need to make it clear that the statute doesn't create a cause of action unless the legislature specifically says it does. Because everyone has the right to know if their behavior would subject them to a lawsuit. And just a judge arbitrarily deciding, well, that's a cause of action. That's not how it works. It's not how it should work. And lastly, we need to set up an expedited trials and limited discovery. That's on those smaller cases that are out there between $10,000 and $100,000. And I look forward to working with them to pass this and further improve our legal climate in the state of Texas. I mean, people want to come to the state of Texas already. But as these other states become more competitive, as they lower their taxes, as they create a less burdensome and more predictable regulatory climate, as they continue to have more accountable public schools, which basically says a skilled workforce, then Texas is going to be less and less a leader from the standpoint of its competitiveness. There are going to be those out there lamenting that if we pass loser pays, that somehow or another we're going to take away the rights of people to have their day in court. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're going to give more people the opportunity to have a job in this state. We're going to create an economic climate in the midst of this substantial national and international recession. There needs to be a haven in America where people know that they can come and risk their capital, have a chance to have a good return on their investment. That place is called Texas. If I went around the Capitol today and I interviewed a dozen people and I asked them what's the most important thing that government does, I get a number of interesting answers. Someone would surely say educating our children. Somebody would say, oh, public safety, particularly those that live close to the border. They would say, man, securing our border. Somebody would say, oh, transportation infrastructure. We've got to be able to move our people and our products to be competitive. Somebody would say healthcare, having a safety net for our people. And all of those would be correct responses in the sense of those are important things that government helps create. But I suggest it's not the most important thing that government does. The most important thing that government does, in my opinion, is to create the climate where entrepreneurs know that they can come and risk their capital and have a good chance of having a return on their investment. Because if you do not do that first, you won't have the resources to pay for public safety or teacher salaries or health care safety nets or transportation infrastructure or a host of other things that you think and know are important for a state to function. And for us to be the most competitive state in the nation, for us to, I want to be able to keep that Site Selector magazine trophy in the governor's office and proudly display it. And the way we get to do that is passing loser pay and keeping Texas being the most productive and the most competitive state in the nation. If you will go and do your work, if you will continue to express the true story about what this does for the state of Texas, we will be successful. And I know we can. I know we must. So God bless you, and thank you all for doing what you do right here.